Okay, so as it stands, we have our forms looking much more better, but not as functional, since no matter if a user is logged in or not, we still can see this page. So what you want to do is that you want to make such that a user cannot access this page. So how to do that is by using something called middleware. So a middleware usually happens in between the person accessing a particular resource, the request, and the particular source getting accessed. So then we put in our middleware somewhere inside there, so that if all the conditions are met, the resource is exposed. However, if it so happens that something is not right, then another action can be taken before the resource is ever accessed. So to do that, we can actually see it here. So this is how you do it. If you want to protect any particular root, all you have to do is you have to specify a middleware right here. So there are many ways of doing it. One of them is this, another way is this. So this is the easiest way, especially for us, since we are using this kind of roots. So if you look at our roots, we're not using explicit roots, we're using implicit roots here. So what we can do, we can go to a movies controller. So we can go to a movies controller here, and inside our movies controller, so we can go to our movies controller. There we go. So then inside this particular controller, we can now put in what needs to be done. So now we can put in this middleware. Okay, so we do that. So we create a new function. It's called construct. So what happens whenever you create a new object, this construct is the first object to be called, right? So now I want to start registering things here. So there we go. So we register that one. Then we paste it up here. So paste it there. We no longer need this line. That's all. So let's go ahead and start our server. Sorry, not restarted it, so restart it. Let's do that. So there we go. So now if you try to access this before you're logged in, it just won't work. And because you have put it in the controller, all roots are protected. So it doesn't matter which root you hit, as long as it's part of this, then it's protected and it cannot be, someone cannot access it unless they're logged in. Once you have logged in, then you can access anything. Now you notice that it takes you to the last root that you tried to use before you are taken to the login part. But now you can do anything you wish until when you choose to log out, right? So this might be a useful time to put in other links that you might have. Say for example, where we had in our layouts, this might be a good time to actually put in a logout link, and actually also a good time to see how we can use auth check. So here we're gonna do an auth check. So auth check checks if the current user is logged in. Now what we want is that if that particular user is logged in, then you want to provide them an option of logging out, right? Like that. So if they're logged in, give them an option of logging out. Else, we want to give them the option of logging in. So here we are going to change this. So if they are logged in, we want to give them an option of logging out. If they are logged out, we want to give them an option of logging in. Alright, so we have already talked about this route. So this is auth, logout, and then this is of course auth login. So let's go here and see how that would work. Oh, okay, there you go. So now because our user is logged in, the logout option. So once you have logged out, then there's a login option and such. All right. Right, so you're good to go. So let's get there. And after that, please take the time to see all that Laravel can do for you. It can do a lot of things, including login, that is for APIs, social login, remembering users, and so on and so forth. So a lot of these things is really easy to get started. Laravel already does a lot of that for you. So make sure that you have gone through all this, that you have added, for example, these routes that you can use to reset a password. You really don't need to create that logic. Laravel already does that for you. So let's get that part done, and let's make sure that you have implemented all the remaining routes.